Your mind is either your weapon or your prison. Think about that for a second. It's the most powerful tool you possess, capable of building empires, creating art, and solving impossible problems. But it can also become a cage, trapping you in cycles of anxiety, fear, and self-doubt. Which one is it for you right now? I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, I thought I had it all figured out. I had a promising career, a project I'd poured my heart and soul into, and a clear vision for the future. I was climbing the ladder, and the view from the top looked incredible. Then, in the span of a single week, it all came crashing down. The project failed spectacularly. My career path evaporated. The future I'd so carefully planned turned to dust. I felt like a complete failure. My mind, which had once been my greatest asset, turned against me. It became a relentless critic, replaying every mistake, every wrong turn. "You're not good enough," it whispered. "You'll never recover from this." I was trapped in a prison of my own making, and I couldn't see a way out. I spent weeks just going through the motions, feeling hollowed out and lost. The motivation I once had was gone, replaced by a heavy sense of dread. It was during this rock-bottom moment that I stumbled upon an ancient philosophy, one that has been the secret weapon of emperors, artists, and leaders for over 2,000 years. Stoicism. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Stoicism, isn't that about being emotionless and bottling everything up? That's a common misconception. True Stoicism isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about transforming them. It's the art of building an unbreakable mind, a mental fortress that can withstand anything life throws at you. Today, I want to share with you the 3 core Stoic principles that pulled me out of that dark place and helped me build a mind that doesn't just survive, but thrives on challenges. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical tools you can start using today. The first, and most fundamental, principle is what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. It's beautifully simple, but profoundly life. It states that, in any given situation, there are things you can control and things you cannot. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you. The outcome of your project after you've done the work, these are all outside your control. Trying to control them is like trying to hold water in your fist. It's a source of immense frustration, anxiety, and suffering. What can you control? Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your responses, your own character. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." When my project failed, I was obsessing over things I couldn't change. The market conditions, a partner's decision, the final outcome. I was miserable. The shift happened when I started focusing only on what was within my power. I couldn't control the fact that the project had failed, but I could control how I responded to it. I could choose to learn from my mistakes instead of dwelling on them. I could choose to start working on a new plan instead of mourning the old one. I could control my effort, my attitude, and my next step. This single shift in perspective is like a key unlocking the door of your mental prison. Ask yourself in any stressful situation, what here is actually up to me? Focus all your energy there, and let the rest go. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel. The second principle is the practice of negative visualization. This sounds a bit grim, but stick with me, because it's one of the most powerful tools for building gratitude and resilience. The Stoics would regularly take a few moments to imagine losing the things they valued. Most their health, their possessions, their loved ones, their jobs. Why would they do this? It wasn't to be morbid, it was to do 2 things. First, it prepares you for potential loss. Life is unpredictable. Hardship is inevitable. By mentally rehearsing for adversity, you're less shocked and devastated when it actually happens. You've already considered the possibility, which robs it of its power to paralyze you. But more importantly, it makes you deeply appreciate what you have asterisk. Right now, asterisk. When you imagine your life without your partner, you cherish them more when you see them. When you imagine losing your job, you feel a renewed sense of gratitude for the work you have today. It's the opposite of taking things for granted. I started doing this. I'd imagine not having a roof over my head, or losing my ability to learn and create. And suddenly, my reality, even in its post-failure state, felt incredibly rich. I had my health. I had friends who cared. I had the ability to try again. Negative visualization isn't about fearing the future. It's about loving the present. The third and final principle is what Seneca called amor fati, which is Latin for love of one's fate. This goes a step beyond just accepting what happens. It's about actively loving and embracing everything that happens, good or bad, as if you had chosen it yourself. It's the belief that every event, especially the challenging ones, is an opportunity for growth, for learning, for becoming stronger. Think of the biggest obstacle in your life right now, the thing that's causing you the most stress, a difficult boss, a financial struggle, a health issue. The Stoic approach isn't to say, "Oh, woe is me. Why is this happening?" It's to say, "This is happening, *for." Does *me? This is the exact challenge I need to forge a new skill, to develop more patience, to become more resilient. When my world fell apart, my initial reaction was to see it as a tragedy. But through the lens of amor fati, I began to see it differently. The failure wasn't the end of my story. It was a crucial plot twist. It forced me to reevaluate my priorities. It taught me humility. It pushed me to learn about mental resilience, and ultimately led me to create this very content to share with you. The obstacle became the way. The obstacle was the path forward. I learned to love my failure because it was the catalyst for my growth. I wouldn't be who I am today without it. So, let's recap. 1. The dichotomy of control. Focus only on what you can control, your thoughts and actions. Let go of the rest. 2. Negative visualization. Imagine losing what you value to appreciate it more and prepare for adversity. 3. Amor fati. Love your fate. Embrace every event, especially the challenges, as an opportunity for growth. These aren't magic spells. They require practice, consistent, daily practice. Start small. The next time you're stuck in traffic, practice the dichotomy of control. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction. Don't get angry. Use the time to listen to a podcast or just breathe. Tonight, before you sleep, practice negative visualization. Take a moment to be grateful for your bed, your health, the people in your life. And the next time you face a setback, try to see it through the lens of amor fati. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this make me better? Your mind can be your weapon or your prison. The choice is yours. These principles are the keys to unlocking the prison and forging the weapon. They are the blueprint for building a mind that doesn't break, a mind that bends with the winds of fortune but never shatters, a mind that finds strength in struggle and opportunity in obstacles. It's a journey, not a destination, but it's the most worthwhile journey you will ever take. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building a stronger, more resilient mind. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these principles are you going to try first? Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.